YouTube, what is up? It is officially 4:45 in the morning. I've got a couple clients that I train on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so it's a Wednesday. And yeah, we're going to go over, as you can tell by the title, is why this CrossFitter is going to be changing to Ironman. Full disclosure, I actually shot this video last week, and I didn't turn the mic on one time. No. So that video is completely wasted. I had to delete the whole thing. Did not turn the mic on once. So we're going to give it another shot and actually do the same day in the life that I did last week as this week, but hopefully only better. So I'm going to go over my little baby morning routine that I do. Everybody always says they like to fast. I don't. I like to get something in my stomach. Typically it's a rice cake. Alright, made it to the gym. There's nothing better as a gym owner than pulling up at 5 a.m. and realizing that it's already absolutely packed in here. And yeah, it's always a good feeling. So typically in the mornings that I just bike a little bit just to kind of honestly get the blood flowing, which is one of these mornings when I have early clients. I just come in the back room, grab a bike. Sometimes I go in my basement, but I like to get to the gym early on these days. I don't go every morning because I like to wake up JoeP on at least 2 mornings a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I try to just wake up JoeP and stay at home a little bit longer. But yeah, let's go check out, see what the class is doing. Then we'll jump on the bike for 40 or 45 minutes when my clients get here. And we'll get rolling. We'll see what our dumbass coach is doing on this Wednesday morning. What, she's still hurt?
What's up, vloggy? What are you vlogging? Ironman?
Doing an Ironman. I guess I'm supposed to film this stuff.
Wait, people love it. Yeah, no, she's good. She's just doing the afternoon red workout.
Oh, okay.
Which looks miserable, by the way.
Yeah, it looks terrible. All right, guys, morning wake-up call done. Gonna do a couple training sessions. Got another couple on-ramps coming up. Go home, eat breakfast. Come back, finish up the day.
Okay.
Whew. All right, so I want to go over a couple reasons of why I actually want to do this Ironman and what I'm kind of worried about. So I'm going to kind of go off the cuff with this vlog a little bit, but one of the things I'm most worried about is probably losing a lot of muscle mass. Probably gonna have to lose some. Obviously, pumping all that blood and oxygen to all these muscles is probably not gonna be, not that I have that much muscle, but not gonna be too efficient for, you know, 15 whatever hour race. And then next is gonna be just simply getting bad at CrossFit. I'm a little nervous about it. I'm gonna be shitty at it and be terrible. Not that it won't come back, but that's the way it is.
Dad, get that knife out.
What?
Dad, get that knife out.
No, don't touch that knife. Dad's got to put that away.
Dad, put that away.
Alexa,
Alexa!
play One Man Band.
Say my baby. I gotta go buy my red bike, so
Where are you going?
I'm going for my shoes on, so I can go far.
No, we're leaving. Let's go.
Huh?
I'm leaving.
No, Papa, red bike, so
You can't.
yeah.
Officially making a quick pit stop at one of my favorite coffee shops besides Milltown, which is way too far away to drive to every morning, and I ran out of beans last week and I still have not went and got any more. So I'm on the spending $5 a day coffee life, which is a total waste of money sometimes, but here we are. I do it anyways. So the second kind of difficult, I guess, change that I'm gonna have to make for this Ironman that I've been thinking a lot about is my nutrition. How's it gonna change? I figured it out over the last couple of years of almost exactly, I eat the exact same thing pretty much, and you know, having to definitely up my intake in carbs and probably lower the intake a little bit in fat, or at least keep it the same. I'm going to try to keep my protein the same because I really do want to hold on to that muscle mass as best possible. So that's one thing that I'm going to struggle with a little bit is how I'm going to have to change my nutrition. Or how about nutrition while I'm actually working out? I've never actually had to refuel as I'm moving. That's never been an issue for me, especially with CrossFit. The longest workouts we usually do, I mean, you're really long if you're going an hour. If you're going over an hour, then you're probably at the CrossFit Games. So that's something I'm going to struggle with, and that's probably difficulty number 2. Ready to hit another little workout. Well, again, I'm going to try to keep lifting, going to try to keep that normal lifting sessions up as much as I can. Actually, our programmer for our Ironman that we just started last week is allowing us to do CrossFit 2 times a week. So I don't always do a WOD. I sometimes do a lift or whatever it is, but I've been lifting a little bit more than that. Don't tell them. Third thing that I think is going to be most difficult, me not doing my own programming. So I obviously program for couple hundred people, especially the ones that are in my gym, and I've always done all of these workouts. Almost every single one I've programmed I have done to you know, be able to try them out, see how it flows, see how the week makes you feel, what should my clients expect. So it's not like I just throw it out there and I haven't done it. I'd say 90% of them I've done before. Now that's not going to be the case. It's going to be difficult for me to do that knowing that I'm not doing those workouts anymore, or at least not as much, and I'll probably lean on Joe a little bit to test those out a little bit more for me, because I'm usually 3 weeks to a month ahead of time on programming. So not doing my own workouts, not actually practicing what I preach, it's going to be difficult for me. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to struggle with that a little bit. I don't know how it's really going to work in the next year, but that's what I'm going to try to do, and I think that could, you know, present some complications just for me mentally and internally. I think obviously I've been doing this for so long that nothing's going to change that way. But I mean, I like people who do their own programming. I want to see the coaches in their own, you know, classes. I want to see them doing what they write up. I mean, if you write it up and you think it's so freaking good, then why aren't you doing it? So people who do their own programming, who don't do their own programming, and they maybe have a program or something like that, you're starting to go down a rabbit hole that I don't really like. I'm not going to be able to CrossFit like normal. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to do these crazy workouts that even the one that you saw earlier today. I can't do that and still go out and run an hour at the paces I need to run at later on in the day. And it's not fair to my coach who is working his butt off to program for me. All right, so for right now, we're going to do a workout. I'm going to do shoulders. All right, so just finished up about an hour-long lifting session. Typically it takes me 45 minutes, but figuring out this whole camera thing is a little bit of a work in progress. So today on tap, we've got a 40-minute run at conversational pace. We've only been doing slow runs so far, so I'm gonna get this 40-minute run in, and that's been a struggle for me as well, is trying to slow down my paces. For 4 miles, holding a 7-minute pace for me is typically pretty easy. But he wants me to hold like an 8:30 or a 9 pace. So I'm always too fast. He's always yelling at me, my coach anyways. So I'm gonna try to slow it down today, see if we can stick to that 8:30 or 9 pace, because you gotta realize you're gonna be 8, 9, 10 hours into your race and you're still gonna have a marathon to run. So yeah, we're gonna get this 40-minute run, try to get our pace figured out, we'll get rolling. All right, just finished up 5 miles of running. It was 5 miles in about 40 minutes. I guess 725 calories burned, pace 7:57, which is of course way too fucking fast. So I gotta slow that down. Yeah, that's gonna be probably the end of the workouts today. I've got a bunch of clients later that I will not have time to work out again, so I had to get it all done early, and we'll see what happens. As I sit here waiting to get my hair cut, number 4, something that I'm definitely gonna be a little worried about, or that's gonna be difficult, I think, while I start this Ironman journey, is gonna be with social life. I know the social life's gonna have to change. I actually had a couple buddies just do an Ironman last weekend, and they said basically the last 8 months sucked because, you know, they get invited to family stuff and parties and all that stuff, and you really can't go. It's a little different in CrossFit. You know, Joe and I, we like to have fun, and you can't. You can still train a little bit hungover or not feeling your best, or you can take a day off and it's not the end of the world as far as not going at that intensity. But when you have to hit your numbers and you're working out for 5, 6, 7 hours a day, where you literally cannot be dehydrated, you're gonna have to make some changes and some sacrifices. So that's one of the most difficult things I think I'm gonna have a problem with, is that a lot of my stuff that I do, even my social events from my gym, I put a lot of time into that and a lot of money. We spend a shit ton of money on making sure our members are having a good time, making sure they're meeting each other, making sure we have all these things going on the weekends. We put a ton of money into our things outside of CrossFit. I mean, as much as any gym that I've ever seen. So still having those things and still having fun, but kind of, you know, putting on the brakes a little bit for me, especially as we start getting closer to next summer, knowing that that's going to be probably our hardest and longest days. You know, I'm going to struggle with that. I'll be the first one to tell you I'm going to struggle with that. So anyways, that's difficulty number 4. I've got my 5th and probably most important one last. I've got a bunch of on-ramp and programming I got to do for the next several hours. So I'll probably see you around dinner time, and we'll go over number 5. See you then. All right, so down to my makeshift little home gym here. It's actually pretty nice. Got a little bike, got my weights down here, some other good stuff. So until we get into our new house, this is what I'm working out at home. Anyways, just finished up a little bit of stretching, a little bit of mobility. Put JoeP down already. But gonna go over the 5th thing that I think is gonna be pretty difficult for me. And obviously that's going to be missing family time. Right now, I'm able to get in, you know, workout at 4 or 5 in the morning on most days, not every day, but most days. And it's 45 minutes, an hour at the most. And then something during the middle of the day, and then usually something at night. But they're 30, 45-minute workouts. They're quick, they're easy. I know what I'm going to do. Now it's like 6, 7, 3, 4, 5 hour-long workouts depending on the day. And I don't care who you are, you're going to have to miss some family time and some other things while doing that. So I think that's going to be the most difficult part, is what are you going to miss? How are you going to plan it around there? And every Iron Man, I guess, who trains for these, or Iron Woman, however you pronounce it, are going to have those issues. I don't care what age you are. I don't care. You're going to have problems you have to go through. And this is just one of them, that it's part of being an Ironman, a part of becoming one. And I don't know much about it. I know very little about it right now. I'm a novice. I'll be the first one to admit that I got a lot to learn. But those are the 5 things that I think I'm going to have difficulty on. And the family time is going to be the most difficult, because I kind of set up my schedule to where I can be home at a certain time, hopefully put, you know, JoeP to bed, and we're obviously going to have a kid during this session as well, so we're going to have 2. But that's going to be the most difficult part. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to vlog it all, try to keep it through, try to get better at vlogging as well. And then I'm going to end this video out with a couple other points that I have to make. But for right now, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to get showered. Got a new haircut too. Juan does a great job, man. He's the best. Going to go upstairs, get showered, and then finish this video out here in a little bit. So attempting to be somewhat quiet because JoeP's sleeping. And if I wake her up, actually she's not sleeping, but she's trying to go to sleep. If I do wake her up though, I'm gonna be in trouble. So, a couple things I want to wrap this up with is a couple questions that have been asked a lot. Number 1 is going to be why. Why are you doing it? Well, it's a solid question. Have I always wanted to do an Ironman and dreamed about it and been like, oh my gosh, that's pretty badass, I want to be an Ironman? Absolutely not. No. Actually, I'm always the person that's like, I don't want to do it. Not for me. Running a marathon, yeah, not gonna happen. Besides the 10K challenge, I'd never ever thought I'd ever run that far. But for me, it's being somewhat of, in my opinion, a fitness guru, whatever. I don't even know what that is, whatever that means. If I don't try other parts of fitness and just stick to one, how am I gonna know? Even how you can become a better coach, how you can become a better gym owner, how you can become better at anything if you don't step outside the box. And this is about as far as I could remember stepping. Number one, I hate swimming. I'm not bad at it, but I hate it. I hate getting in the water. I hate getting chlorine on me. I hate doing it. I hate long workouts that are boring. I like long workouts, but not ones that are boring. Then let's face it, Ironman training is boring. I've only been doing it for a week and I'm bored. But we're gonna get through it. But if you don't experience that stuff, and if you don't go through it, and you're not willing to challenge yourself, how are you ever gonna give real advice? I mean, I want my coach, I want the person I'm listening to, I want that person to go through some shit. Like, I want them to be legit at what they're talking about. I want them to go through, so much bull crap on the way to teaching me that they've been there, they've actually done that. And that's what I'm trying to do. So that's pretty much why I'm doing it. Yeah, have I seen the videos like everybody talks about, all those two girls failing at the end? I've seen them all over the place. Have I seen some cool Ironman shots? I'll show them right now that get me excited to do it for sure. But have I ever been the dude that's like, yeah, I can't wait to do it? No. If I didn't have the other people doing it with me, I'm not even sure I would be doing it. So that's number one. And also, someone asked me the other day that kind of stuck with me a little bit. They're like, what if you go out there and fail? I'm like, well, that's an option. But, I don't care. The failing part doesn't really get to me all that much, if at all. I mean, I already couldn't get over a wall. Failed that. Ha ha ha. Couldn't get over a handstand walk ramp. Really screwed my team there as well. Still ended up getting third, but screwed my team there. There's been about 1 million times that I've really screwed people, myself, my team, blah, blah, blah. And it kept me coming back for more. The whole failing thing, that don't scare me. I mean, the thing that I'm more scared of is like putting this off and never doing it. Because really, I got to the point where I'm like, which I think is the worst saying in the world, as far as it kills more dreams than any saying ever, and that is, I'm gonna start Monday dream. I'm gonna start Monday. If you have ever in your entire life said, I'm gonna start Monday, has it ever stuck, and have you actually ever started on Monday? My answer to that is no. So again, I didn't want this Ironman to become, oh, I'll start Monday. When the opportunity arose, I said, let's go. It was it was actually on Saturday. I was with my buddy Ben, and we were kind of drunk. And it was kind of like, hey, it's time, let's do it. So that's kind of my why. That's kind of how we're going to go at it from this standpoint. I'm 5 days in. I'm 222 pounds right now. I'm going to need to lose some weight, I think, so that's going to be tough, but appreciate you guys sticking around. I hope you guys like the series that's going to happen for just a little bit over the next year. I'm going to try to get out of one vlog style video on an Ironman training or whatever it may be throughout the next, one every week or so, one every maybe couple weeks, but I'm going to try to do every week if I can. So if you guys have any comments, if you guys have any suggestions for Ironman training, I'll take them. If you've done them before, I want them. I don't know what I'm doing. We have a great coach who does know what he's doing, so that's going to help. But what are your suggestions? What should I do? Comment, like this video, subscribe to the damn channel, and we'll be back with you in the next one. Peace.